Yeah, it's another wonderful moment as we continue to get deeper and deeper in this program. We are in level 3, lesson 11 out of 16. We are doing quite well, and that tells you we are getting to the tail end of this program. Lesson 3 is quite intensive, so we might be just handling one session per day. And I hope we'll be able to maximize, and even as we get into the projects, we normally start projects from this lesson. So today we'll agree and place you in some groups, and then we'll give you some guidelines so that we can start focusing on the group projects. There are also a number of lessons that we'll be learning through that. So at the tail end, we shall handle that, and then we'll give you some further guidance. Otherwise, let's just move straight away. Level 3, core leadership competencies. Lesson 11, the power of vision in leadership. Last time we looked at the power of purpose in leadership. And today we are getting into another very key aspect of leadership, which is vision or visionary leadership. We have categorized this into 2 parts because it's quite long. And as we move on, please, as usual, let's keep on interacting via the chat, and feel free if you come across a lesson that you feel it should be your takeaway, be generous enough to share, and then we'll be able to read it out as we continue. So, power of vision in leadership. And I will start with this simple story. There's a story. Sorry for that. Got a challenge with my network, but I'm back. So let me just bring up the PowerPoint. So as I was saying, I hope you can hear me clearly.
Sure.
Okay. I was giving a story about 3 bricklayers, some 3 bricklayers, and someone found these workers laying the bricks, and he asked the first one, "What are you doing?" He gave his response according to whatever understanding he had on what he was doing. And then he proceeded to the second bricklayer, asked the same question, "What are you doing?" He also responded according to his understanding. And then finally, he asked the same question to the third one. And it was very interesting just to look at what all of them understood and the kind of responses they gave on the same task that they were undertaking. So the first bricklayer, the first one, he said, "I am a bricklayer. I am working hard, laying bricks to feed my family." Yeah, is that a good answer? I'm sure based on what he was doing and his understanding, it can be a good answer. The second bricklayer, he said, "I am a builder. I am a builder, and I am building a wall." This also can be true based on his perspective. The third bricklayer, he said, "I am a cathedral builder. I am building a great cathedral to the Almighty God." Same task, same question, different responses, different probably motivation, and I'm sure based on the understanding on what they were doing, it also determined the kind of passion and maybe the momentum they were putting into what they were, into the work they were all undertaking. So this is a story that I like sharing just to be able to emphasize the issue of vision and also the aspect of purpose. Why am I engaging in whatever I'm engaging in? What is my bigger picture on the understanding of maybe the task? Should I reduce it just to the task, or should I look at it from a holistic, big picture perspective? And bricklayer number 3 got it quite clear. It's not just laying bricks. It's not just an aspect of getting some money, working for some money, but he looked at the bigger picture. It is a cathedral. I'm building a cathedral. All these others are processes. So this is very important when we're looking at the this key topic on vision, and still it can, this icebreaker or this story can still apply when we are looking at the issues of purpose. So have this story at the back of your mind as we progress with the other aspect of leadership. Now, what is leadership? What is vision? What is vision in regardless to the aspect of leadership? I sampled a few answers, which we can just look at them. One, it's the desired end state. The desired end state, the end in mind. It's also being able to see the end results and how your work contributes to that end. I'm looking and I can see the end results, and then I'm able to see how my work contributes to that end. You remember the story of J.F. Kennedy, the former president of US, and the cleaner, the janitor? I trust you remember that story. When J.F. Kennedy visited NASA and he met the cleaner and he asked him, "What are you doing here?" And his response was, "I am helping to put a man in the moon," because that was the bigger picture or the purpose of that organization. That is what they were working towards. And so whatever other roles and tasks that people were assigned, the bigger picture was all of us are here to see the grand vision of this organization is achieved. And therefore, that's why we are talking about vision is being able to see the end results and how your work contributes to that end. And this is very important to us and to the people that we are leading. It's always our advice as we equip leaders to remind them that please keep on reminding the people you are leading about the bigger picture and how their work and how their roles contribute to this big picture, so that we don't lose the big picture. Because when people lose the big picture, then we start having, let me call them petty talks, or we start getting distracted, or people start creating their own pictures. They start creating their own goals, their own purpose for being in that organization. So it's always good. Probably in every month, once or twice, there's an avenue where people are reminded. You are here, you are sweeping, or you are here, you are a project manager, you are an accountant, but don't reduce your work to being an accountant. Let's remind you about why we exist and what is the big picture. The other aspect or definition of leadership, vision, a future that informs and energizes the present. A future that informs and is able to energize the present. Remember the story we have been referring to, the children of Israel, when they were shifting from Egypt to Canaan. Their journey was informed by a picture that was painted in their mind. We are coming from the land of the land of slavery, a land that did not belong to us. Here we were slaves, but we are embarking on a journey that will take us to a land of Canaan, the land of our own, the land flowing with milk and honey. And therefore, whatever the journey, whatever the challenges along the way, there was a future that informed and energized them to embark on this journey. So this is the critical aspect of the vision, that it is able to keep us focused, and we are able to remain grounded, and we are able to face the challenges of the day without maybe giving up, without losing the overall goal and the overall picture that was painted in us. And therefore, this reminder is very important, so that people keep on being reminded. We embarked on this. This is what we saw, and we are moving towards that journey. Vision: clear, strong, and inspirational long-term desired change. Clear, strong, and inspirational. It has to be a compelling vision, something that really people feel, I need to be part of this. I need to be part of this. My comments have always been, when Moses spoke to the children of Israel, it was compelling, it was inspirational, it was exciting. And I feel and I believe everybody felt this is something that we want to identify with. And it was also for the best interest of the entire nation of Israel. So clear, strong, and inspirational. Mental picture of the results you want to achieve. A picture of the future that influences all decisions: personal, family, spiritual, physical well-being, resources, and relationship. A picture of the future that influences all decisions. So Vision 2030 for this country, it concentrates everything else. It informs all the decisions, all the projects, and everything is geared toward that. So wherever we are, I know we have a grand plan or a grand vision within the kingdom of God, and all of us are hooking towards that. And we all have our own contribution that we are bringing on board towards achieving that that grand plan or that grand vision. So this is just a simple, some of the simple definitions of vision. And I took a few examples of vision statements. Oxford, they talk about a just world without poverty. A just world without poverty. Facebook, connect with friends and the world around you on Facebook. Yeah, maybe at the end you will tell me which one you feel is a compelling vision, is inspirational, and if you are to join that company, you feel this is where you will want to be part of because of the kind of vision they are pursuing. Feeding America, a hunger-free America. A hunger-free America, can you be able to visualize that? And is it inspirational? Microsoft, a computer on every desk and in every home. Human rights campaign, equality for everyone. Habitat for Humanity, a world where everyone has a decent place to live. The Cathedral, All Saints Cathedral, a Christ-centered cathedral. And then their mission statement is to transform people through the word of God. And then what I referred to, the journey for the children of Israel. What was the grand vision? The land of their own, flowing with milk and honey. So of this, which one do you feel is a compelling, inspirational vision statement? You can just share on the chat. Just share on the chat. And also reflect on your own, maybe your own, it might be personal, it might be the organizational vision. Just reflect on your own and see, is it really compelling? And also share your feedback on which one do you feel is a compelling vision statement from the ones that I've shared. Let me sample maybe two. Can sample two or three. So share on the chat. Which one is a compelling? We have looked at some of those aspects, the desired end, the end in mind. It energizes the will, the mind, the emotions. It consumes you. It consumes the person, and you want to be part and parcel of that grand vision. So please share any that you feel is a compelling, inspirational vision statement. Okay, so let me sample one or two. Okay, let me sample one or two. Reverend Evanson, you can hear me now? I see you had indicated you can't hear me. Okay. They were coming. So, Reverend Kahigwa, Habitat for Humanity. Habitat for Humanity, that one talks about equality for everyone. Yeah, thanks. Annie, Human Rights Campaign. Human Rights Campaign talks about, Habitat for Humanity is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. Human Rights Campaign, equality for everyone. Rebecca, equality for everyone. Milka, a world where everyone has a decent place to live. Yeah, so Habitat for Humanity seems to be popular. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. A world where everyone has a decent place to live. That looks visual. True. You can be able to picture it. You can be able to see it. And I think it's also inspirational. So we must be able to look at it and see it, paint the picture, imagine it. That is very key. I don't know if I shared a story about Starbucks coffee shops. When the founder initiated that project, he talked about him seeing every person walking with a cup of coffee in the streets, Starbucks coffee. So he was communicating to his staff and he was telling them, I'm looking at a world where one day people will be walking with a cup of coffee on the streets. And it's happening. It might not be very dominant, but especially in some countries, that is, it's a common thing. Coffee is a very common thing. People are walking around with it, taking coffee. And this is what he was seeing. And now it's happening. So something that we need to visualize, and it's supposed to energize us as we move on. So thank you for that. Just reflect about your own vision statement. And if you need to revise it, please go ahead and revise it. So as we look at the power of vision, let me take you back to this definition by Professor Dr. Mohammed Ahmed on leadership. And he said, leadership is a function of knowing yourself, that is self-awareness, having a vision. So you need to have a vision as a leader, and that vision should be well communicated. Then you need to build trust among colleagues. You need to take effective action to realize your own leadership potential. And as well, you also help the other people to be able to optimize their potential. So it's having a vision. And this is where we are. This is critical. In every definition we have looked at, Remember the previous lesson that we looked at. There were a lot of definitions that included the aspect of having a vision as a leader. So as we look at this, I'll take you through a few introductions on vision. And vision encompasses the aspects of thinking and planning the future with imagination, as we have seen from the definitions. You need to see the desired end, hindsight, insight, and foresight. Vision sets a leader free from the limitation of what the eyes can see, and it allows the leader to enter into the liberty of what the heart can conceive. It's not just what we see, but it's what the heart is able to connect with. We shift from what we see to what we can be able to imagine and feel in our hearts. Vision is a leader's radar and compass. It's the compass. It tells you when you're getting off track. It tells you when you need to get back on track. So vision is the compass, tells you which direction to take and which direction not to take. Vision is the heart of leadership. Vision leads the leader, paints the target and direction. So as a leader, you initiate and you craft and you cast the vision. But later on, it becomes your radar and it becomes your leader. It leads the way. It leads you and it guides you and it paints the target and direction. It sparks passion within and draws the leader forward. Yeah, we are having challenges, especially on the political arena, because if people lose vision, then we get distracted. People start getting personal. We no longer talk about the future. We no longer talk about where we are taking people to. And those are indications that we have lost some of the key aspects, especially the aspect of visionary leadership. Because a visionary leader will be always competing against his vision, not against the people, but against the vision, aligning everyone to the vision so that we don't lose track. Vision is the magnet that attracts followers. So I said at the initial stages that true leaders do not look for followers, but they attract followers. And how do we attract followers? Is by capturing a vision that people feel they want to identify with. It's for their well-being. It's for the well-being of everyone, every stakeholder. And therefore it becomes attractive and people want to partake in that. Vision is the source of hope and passion in life. Yeah, so vision always gives us hope, because sometimes along the journey might not be interesting. The journey might have challenges. But with the challenges, because we can see and imagine where we are going, then we are able to be hopeful. And that is why I mentioned that we need to keep on reminding people about the vision so that they don't lose track. If we are facing challenges, we can know this is really not the destination, but we saw something, we are going towards something, and it keeps on igniting a sense of hope. A leader without a vision is a tragedy. Such leaders have no foresight and they instill no hope in themselves and others. The greatest challenge that we are facing today is the aspect of visionary leadership, not just at the political, organizational level, but even at community level, at the family level, at even personal level. If we can solve these issues of visionary leadership, then we'll solve so many other challenges that we are facing today. Because if I am a man, I'm a father, and I have lost vision, I'm not a visionary father, then that speaks a lot. That is a tragedy to my family, is a tragedy to the people that I'm leading. And this is the biggest challenge that we are facing today. Visionary leadership. Visionary leadership. The Bible talks about this, and I think I'll refer to that as we continue. So when you are in vision casting, there are a few aspects. I think I will not take a lot of time on this because this is something that we can always refer. A vision statement, some of the aspects you need to consider when dealing with vision casting. One is vision statement. I've given a few samples. It's a big picture of what is to be achieved, a mental picture of what is to be accomplished or achieved. Big picture, and it's mental, it's just an imagination. And then we have a mission statement, a general statement of how the vision will be achieved. Purpose, general statement of why the vision. Why the vision? Why should we pursue this vision? And then goals and milestones. They help us to measure, to implement the strategy. They help us to be able to accomplish the desired objectives. And then objectives, they provide specific milestone with the specific timelines for achieving the goals. Strategies, the ways or approaches to achieve the vision. And then there are action plans, specific implementation plans on how to achieve an objective. And then core values, what binds us together, what we believe in and what everyone should believe in. Principles and values leaders adhere to in carrying out the activities of the organization or their personal vision. So those core values that we all believe in and we are all binded by. And as you set the objectives, as you cast the vision, remember objectives of every vision should meet some of these criteria. They should be specific and measurable. What specifically will be achieved and how will milestone be tracked? Will you be able to measure? Will you be able to know specifically what we are working towards? Suitable, does it fit as a measurement of achieving the goals? Feasible, is it feasible? Is it possible to achieve it? Commitment, are people committed to achieving the objective? Or are they compelling enough to attract commitment? And then ownership, are the people responsible for achieving the objective included in the objective setting process? The aspect of ownership is very important. And this is where now stakeholder engagements are very important when you're crafting a vision. Who are your stakeholders? And when do you need to bring them on board so that you can work together in that journey? So at this juncture, I want just to share something briefly about ambition-driven leader versus vision-driven leader. There are times we might be, or some people might be pursuing their ambition, but because there's a thin line between the vision and the ambition, we might be pursuing ambition, not knowing and thinking it's a vision. So it's important to look at these two aspects, ambition-driven leader versus vision-driven leader. And then we're able to gauge whatever vision I have, whatever vision I've crafted, or whatever vision you are working towards. Is it a vision or is it an ambition? It's important to clarify this. And let's just look at the differences. And then as we look through, you'll be able to think about your own, think about maybe the organization and see where it fits. So ambition is a degree of the desire inside you to achieve something. That desire inside me to achieve something. Vision has to be that thing or higher for a visionary leader. So we got not just that desire to achieve something, but we're able to move a step higher. So ambition is a strong desire to do or achieve something. But vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or with wisdom. So there are a few differences. When you look at an ambition-driven leader, they can be driven by a self-centered desire for its glory and probably for self-gratification. But vision-driven leader, they're driven by a purpose and a vision for the good of mankind. It's a it's an outward focus. Ambition can be, and I'm using that word carefully, can be inward focused, self-centered. Ambition can be limited to the sense or ability of sight, but vision can be driven by the sense or ability of heart or imagination. Ambition can be driven by competitive mindset, desire to distinguish oneself from others. It's somehow comparative. There's an aspect of comparing. There's an aspect of trying to compare oneself with another. But vision is driven by complementary mindset. Complementary. How does my vision link to the vision of the other person, and how do we complement whatever we are doing, and to be able to achieve the grand plan, or to be able to help humanity. So driven by complementary mindset, desire to improve mankind and contribute to society's well-being. Ambition can be inclined to naturalism, the world, nothing supernatural. It's a natural aspect. But for the vision, it's driven by faith, divine guidance. There is some aspect of supernatural view. There's an aspect of imagination, not just imagination, but it's driven by some divine guidance when we talk about a vision or faith. Ambition can be driven by excessive desire for distinction, preferment, honor, superiority, political power, popularity, or fame. But vision-driven leader is driven by a desire for significance, value, legacy, and impact. What change are we bringing? What value are we adding to the people that we are leading? What legacy shall I leave behind? These are aspects that vision-driven leaders, they keep on asking themselves. A few more differences. Ambition-driven leader can be measured by personal achievement, can be self-focused or centered, is extrinsically driven. We try to weigh and probably evaluate the value of a person based on intrinsically driven aspect like possessions. Can abuse or devalue people. Ambition-driven leader, there is possibility that such a leader can abuse or devalue people. Can be superficial or driven by complexity and pretense. But for vision-driven leader, it's measured by impact, legacy, and fulfillment. It's others focus, more of what is my contribution to society. It's intrinsically driven. We look at personal, or we look at inner fulfillment. We look at the purpose. We look at the vision. So there are those inner drive. It's servanthood, and it values humankind. Vision-driven leaders, they are servanthood driven, and also they value humankind. They don't use people, but they are there to improve humanity. Vision-driven leader, genuine, driven by simplicity and authenticity. A vision simplifies life. A vision brings authenticity. A vision brings focus. And this is key, because there is an issue of being genuine, being simple, and being focused. We look at examples in the Bible, like Paul was talking, this one thing I do. Yeah, this one thing. There's that clarity that one is able to focus on and simplify whatever we are doing towards achieving that one thing that you are pursuing in regard to pursuing the vision. So I think I'll just pause there for 2 minutes just to reflect on what we have shared so far. I know you have been sharing on the chat, but maybe if you need to make a contribution, I'll just pause here briefly so that we just reflect and see where are we and what is really striking on what we have shared today. I think in the chat, I can see some 2 comments. Annie Nyambura Vision is a leader's radar and compass. Yeah, thank you, Anne. Rebecca, a leader without a vision is a tragedy in society. Thank you, Rebecca. So any other contribution, please share on the chat as we pause for 1 minute. Please share. Or if you want to voice it out, feel free to just unmute and share any comment that you may want to share so far. Yeah, or just share on the chat. Just share on the chat. I'll take maybe one comment from the chat, or even from, if you want just to voice it out, please feel free as we embark on part two of the power of vision in leadership. Okay, are we good? Welcome.
Yeah, sure. I appreciate this ideal of vision against ambition, the ability to plan the future with wisdom, and to ambition, the degree or the highest degree or desire to achieve. So you can see there's a great difference between the two.
Yeah.
And I realize I need to do some study paper on my leadership skill, because I realize I have some ambitious leadership, as opposed to also the vision leaders driven leadership skill.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, the chairman.
Thank you, Paul Musheke.
Yeah, thank you too.
Thank you so much. Both of them are very critical, but we shouldn't stop at the ambition. We should stretch to the vision. Both are critical, both are important, but just that understanding is also very important. It helps us to be able to see where are we and where do we need to stretch more. Okay, so let's move on with part two because of interest of time. Part two of the power of vision. So there are fundamental responsibilities of a leader in vision casting. What are some of the key fundamental responsibility do I have as a leader when it comes to issues of vision casting? Personal level or organization level? One responsibility is crafting a vision. And in crafting a vision, we look at issues of exploration, remaining open, prioritizing the big picture. We look at issues of boldness, being adventurous and speaking out. We need processing time just to be able to align everything and probably have a number of options and then compress them down into a single statement. And then testing the assumptions, seeking counsel, exploring implications. And then from crafting a vision, the other responsibility is building alignment. I'll go into details on this, but I just want to highlight on this at this juncture. So building alignment. There are stakeholders. Vision is bigger than a leader, and therefore there are many people engaged in that. There are many stakeholders that are involved, and therefore there is the aspect of building alignment, the clarity, explaining rationale, structuring messages, dialogue, exchanging perspective, being receptive, inspirational, being expressive, being encouraging. So building alignment, when you craft, then you move to how do I build alignment in terms of clarity, in terms of dialogue, engagements, in terms of inspiring those that I target to work with them in that vision. And then championing execution, that is the third role. Momentum, being driven, initiating action. You need to maintain momentum. You need to keep on checking. Are we still driven by what we crafted at the beginning. So championing execution, structure, providing a plan, analyzing in depth, and then feedback, addressing problems, and offering praises where you need to do so that people remain engaged. So these are three fundamental responsibilities of a leader when it comes to issues of vision casting. Let me just take you to the manual. We are on page, just to ensure we are together. We are on page 64. Page 64. The manual Becoming a Global Leader, page 64. So the first responsibility is crafting a vision. Crafting a vision. So creating, you can call it creating, designing, or shaping a vision that requires a leader. It requires you to be imaginative, innovative, creative, reflective, open-minded, adventurous, and explorative. Need to explore, open-minded, because there are times we need to maybe involve a lot of discussions. And then think outside the box, think beyond available current resources, have thinking time, have reflection time. This can apply probably even when even if you already have a vision, you might want to refine it. These are aspects that we can also bring them on board when we are doing review of the vision that we are pursuing. Helen Keller said, "What I'm looking for is not out there, it is in me." What we are looking at or what we are looking for is not out there, it is in me. And that is all about the issues of vision. It's inward, and then it's built and reflected on the outside. Some steps, maybe I just need to mention this as I pass. Brainstorm your vision, write it down. There is a commitment that comes with writing down. The act of writing reinforces commitment. Organize your vision into achievable phases. Ensure clarity in your objectives, must be actionable, attractive, and inspiring. Time frame, link to projected reality. A vision must lead to a reality. We are looking at a future ahead, but what is the reality of achieving that? A vision requires patience, it requires persistence, and also perseverance and positivity. Though it tarries, wait for it. So these are just basic steps, but they might help us, because when we put something in paper, as I said, from step one, there is an aspect of reinforcing or commitment, and we're able to track. And when opportunity strikes, we're able maybe to present something that we already have at hand. I always insist that we prepare in advance for the opportunity, because when it strikes or when it comes, there may be no time to be able to prepare. So the other aspect
is coming back on. Welcome back, Chairman.
Yeah, sorry, today
Welcome back.
My network seems to be unstable. But let me, okay. So building alignment. Building alignment is the act of, you need to gain buy-in for your vision. So I'm just going into the details, assuming maybe some of us will be starting from the very beginning. But if already you are ahead on this, it might also add a value in one way or another. So just bear with me, even if I'll go so basic into very basic aspects. So building alignment is the act of, you need to, the buy.
So, Chairman.
Yes, Reverend. Hello, Reverend.
Chairman, network leo imekuwa shida.
Hello, can you hear me?
Chairman.
Yes.
I cannot share the screen. If you allow me to share,
okay.
Give me the power to share the screen, so when you go off, we'll wait for you on the screen.
Okay, let me
okay.
Let me do that.
Go on.
So Sorry
Just
for
enable
that.
it.
Yes. Let me just enable that so that in case. Okay, let me continue as we share that. You can hear me well?
Yes.
Okay,
Loud and
building
clear.
alignment. Second, effective leaders make sure everyone understands what they are supposed to do and how or why. Yeah, so that is very key when we discussing issues of building alignment. And then the third aspect or the third fundamental responsibility of leaders in vision casting, championing execution. So without championing, we are talking about you or me as a leader being a catalyst in the entire process. So without a champion to create an environment that supports the execution of the vision, people may become disengaged, resentful, or even lack any fulfillment beyond personal gain. And this is something that it's out there and it's happening a lot when people are able just to pause at personal gain without stretching to the higher purpose of the organization. And that is why we talked about those reminders, those triggers, so that we keep on reminding ourselves as much as I'm working and I'm being paid or I'm achieving my own personal gains, I need to not lose focus on the bigger picture of the organization. So as we champion execution, these are some of the key aspects that we need to keep on reminding the stakeholders as we walk along. So when a leader champions execution, you need to make sure that priority is placed on developing strategies aligned to fulfilling the vision and focus is maintained. There is a lot of temptation to get distracted when you're pursuing a vision, especially when you get more people involved into the vision. As you get people involved, as probably you get even challenges along the way, there are temptations to get distracted, but that is where now leadership is required, and that is where we become very instrumental to make sure we are reminding people, why are we here? Why did we embark on this journey? So leaders championing executions, we need to genuinely listen to the people that we are leading, and also take others' input and ideas along the way. Feedback, the last aspect. Feedback is a tool for involvement and engagement. This is a tool. So when we need to, or when aspect or issues of ownership needs to be reinforced, then you use this tool, feedback tool. It's a tool that makes people feel they are involved, and also it gives them that ownership in the entire process. Involvement and engagement. Giving positive feedback is reactive, but giving encouragement is proactive. So giving this sort of support upfront, people will be more likely feel they matter and align themselves with the vision. So the leaders who are able to use praise or encouragement to genuinely transform their groups actually inspire or experience a deep, heartfelt appreciation for the people they lead. So feedback is a very appropriate tool that we need to use so that we can keep on ensuring that people are on track and they don't get distracted. Yeah, so those are three fundamental responsibilities for leaders when it comes to vision casting. Number one, vision casting. Number two, building alignment. Number three, championing execution. Remember to be the catalyst. Remember you initiated, and therefore we need to keep on championing or keeping everyone focused on the journey. So some leadership principles on vision. That is on page 66. Page 66, leadership principles on vision. Number one, vision energizes the mind, will, and emotions. We looked at the examples and we were able to identify those examples of vision statements that we felt can energize the mind, will, and emotion. And as we looked at that, we were also trying to reflect on our own. Yeah, so vision is an inspiring picture of the future that energizes the mind, will, and emotions, empowering one to do everything possible to achieve it. That is John Maxwell. So vision gives hope. Vision gives hope. I mentioned that without vision, sight has no hope. The only thing worse than being blind is having a vision, but having sight, but no vision. And lack of vision is a drawback in society. It's a source of hopelessness, insecurity, poor self-image, emotional trauma, depression, discouragement, despair. These are aspects that are linked to lack of vision. We lose hope when we lack vision. When people lack vision, we lose hope. Vision, or without vision, the people perish. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there is no revelation, people cast off restraint. Without prophetic vision, people abandon restraint. So where there is no vision, the people perish. The people lose focus. The people cannot be managed. People become wild. Number four, vision is the source of inspiration and motivation. Vision is the source of value. Vision will always help or uplift others by adding value. It is designed to make the lives of humankind better and to improve society. Vision gives foresight. Sight is the ability to see things as they are, but vision is the capacity to see things as they could be. That is Dr. Miles Monroe. So vision gives foresight. It gives foresight. Vision attracts cooperation. Visionary leadership motivates others to submit their energies and skill in a corporate commitment to achieving a noble vision. So vision attracts cooperation. Yeah, I mentioned that vision attracts followers. Vision attracts people that wants to engage together with you. So it's the source of attraction and cooperation. Vision makes activities meaningful. Without a vision, leadership becomes an endless strings of activities, roles, tasks, without little or no significance, with little or no significance. It's a rat race, motion but no progress. So vision, it connects all the activities towards a bigger picture. It's not just motion, but we are able to look at where are we headed and track the progress. Number 11, leadership translates vision to reality. Warren Benny said, leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. So leadership is not just about title, as we have been saying, but the capacity to translate the vision into reality. And then number 12, the last one, vision leads the leader. I mentioned this, vision paints the target and draws a leader towards the target. So those are a few leadership principles on vision. Just take some time just to reflect as you do your manual review. Look at that and probably internalize where you need to. Now, there are 5 implications of a vision. When you capture a vision, there are some implications, or when you are in the process of casting the vision, there are some key implications you need to have in the mind. One, vision contrasts present reality with the future expectation. There is a contrast. And this is okay. It's fine. Because we are here, but we are looking and imagining a future. Yes, we are here in the land of slavery, but someone is telling us we're going to a land of our own, flowing with milk and honey, maybe something that we have not been getting from where we are. So there is a contrast. Vision paints a picture of the future that contrasts current state of prevailing reality. And Ellen Johnson said, the size of your dreams must always exceed your current capacity to achieve them. If your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. Their dreams do not wake you at night. They don't keep on inspiring you and speaking to you. Probably we need to think or dream more. So never limit your vision based on your current resources. Number two, vision confronts sense of comfort. Vision does not comfort, it disrupts comfort. It shrinks the comfort zone. It does not lead to a path of least resistance, but challenges comfort and resistance. You never change your life until you step out of your comfort zone, and change begins at the end of your comfort zone. So vision confronts the sense of comfort. When we embarked on this journey of these trainings, there was a lot of trading. There was a lot of trade-off. And it has been a journey where you have to stretch more, journey where you have to give in more on maybe some relationships, so that you can build on this content, build on this vision that will be able to change many people out there. So there's a lot of trade-off that we have to submit to, and our comfort zone in a way will keep on shrinking as we build on the vision that we are pursuing. Vision conceives new opportunities. So vision is an incubator of creativity and innovation. Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. There are opportunities, they will only respond to the knock of a vision. There are opportunities that will only respond to a knock of vision. And people do not give to people, they give to vision. People, they give to vision. So if the vision is attractive, then it will be able to open a new opportunities. Opportunities everywhere. The key to develop the vision, to see them. So vision will help us to be able to see some of those opportunities around us that can only be accessed through the key of a vision. Vision connects to resources. If you're not sure what you are looking for, you will not see it, even when it's right with you. When you believe in your vision and act, it begins to attract required resources. Very important aspect there, and it will help us not to limit the vision just to the current resources. Resources follow vision. That is what Andy Stanley said. People join because of a great vision. People leave because of poor leadership. Finally, vision will concentrate and focus energy, time, and resources. Yeah, vision concentrates and focuses energy, time, and resources. This one thing I pursue. So without vision, life is all about activities, leaders driven by purpose, and vision invest their time, energy, and resources in a creative, focused thinking and live a positive life. A leader has the vision and conviction that a dream can be achieved, and inspires the power and energy to get it done. So vision will concentrate and focus energy, time, and resources. And remember, I said leadership or vision simplifies life, and this is what we are talking about. It simplifies life because I know where to focus my energy, where to focus my resources. It's very clear where all these resources needs to be channeled towards. So it simplifies everything and we're able to concentrate more on what we are doing. So there are some 6 enablers of vision. Let me just mention this on page 68. One is focus. Leaders maintain a point of concentration and attention. 2 is patience. It's a process, and every process requires patience. If you embrace patience, it's an enabler of vision. The other, number 3, is faith. Vision is all about faith. Vision equals faith. They are intertwined. So faith keeps hope alive. Faith is the light that guides the leaders through the darkness. And then number 4, then the 4th enabler is resilience. The ability to be that elasticity, the comeback power, the bounce back power or ability. So vision will demand endurance. It's not those who are swift, but those who endure to the end that will succeed. So resilience, that ability to be able to be stretched and stretch, the ability to be able to probably even fail and come back and come back, the ability to face challenges and be able to coil around, the ability to bounce back even when we are down on the ground. So these are key, especially now when we get to the practical arena of pursuing a vision, because we'll face challenges, yes, but how do we maintain resilience in us and also convey the same message of resilience to the people that we are leading? 5th, positivity. Very important. Much of what we see in the world is a reflection of how we feel inside. James Allen wrote the book, As a Man Thinketh. As he thinks, so is he. As he continues to think, so he remains. We said leaders are dealers of hope, and it starts with us. Positivity is an enabler of a vision. And then love. Leadership is influence generated by passion, motivated by a vision, driven by authentic love and compassion for the humanity. Love for what we are doing and for the people that we are leading. So leaders without love, there is a tendency and temptation to abuse humanity instead of demonstrating compassion. Leaders should be in love with their vision and with their humanity. So those are the enablers. And I will conclude with some derailers. What can derail the vision? What can distract our vision? What are some of the derailers, some of the challenges that we anticipate can derail or hinder or distract our vision? The major derailers of vision. And maybe let me pause there just to hear from you also. What are some of the challenges or some of the derailers of vision? Because understanding and appreciating some of these derailers in advance will help us to be able to see them when they come our way and also be able to work around them. So what are some of the derailers of a vision? Yeah, just feel free to share on the chat before I share what I have in my slides. Feel free to share. Some of the derailers of vision. Let me see. Impatience. Impatience. We talked about enabler of a vision, which is patient. So impatient can be a derailer. Next one. Let me pick two more. Derailers of vision. Maybe you have experienced it already. Let me pick two more. Impatience. Poor self-image. Yeah, poor self-image. We talked about positivity. Procrastination. That's another one, a key one. And even the lack of vision itself. lack of vision. Yeah, so thank you. I think you can keep on sharing as we continue. This is what I had captured. One is just remaining ordinary. We can't be ordinary when we are pursuing vision. We have to be, it shifts us from the normal, the ordinariness. There is an aspect of becoming, let me call it an extraordinary person in a way, because there's stretching, there's more that you need to do. The derailers of vision, distraction. Distraction is a key one. And we are not distracted sometimes by bad things. We are distracted by good things, by activities that may not be within the line. They cannot, when you join the line to your vision, they are not part and parcel of the line. So those distractions, and we are distracted by good things in many cases. Compromise, indecision, maybe past thinking, and also lack of vision itself. So these are some of the derailers, but I'll mention a few others. Lack of clarity can be a derailer, of vision. Vision is specific. So if we lack clarity, we may get distracted. Sometimes we are not sure if we are on track, but if there is clarity, then we can be able to know when we get off the path. So nothing becomes dynamic until it becomes specific. Unclear distinction between vision, mission, and ambition. And I think I've explained this. It can be a derailer. So we need to develop and make sure that there's clarity. Now we have handled some of this. We have discussed about this. We need to maybe relook and see, are we precise and are we specific? And do we have definable boundaries in all these key aspects that we need to think about? Indecision, living with prolonged indecision. Indecisions can be a derailer of vision. Procrastination, we have talked about it. Then excuses instead of intentional actions. And when we started, you remember we talked about excuses or reasons and results. We said reasons or excuses do not count. It is results that count. So in life, what counts is results and impact, not excuses and reasons. Those, they steal our time and they don't add value. We need to see how to work around them. And then another derailer is perfectionism. There are people, we call them perfect starters. I will only start when all the lights are green, and they may never be green. Some will be green, some will be red, and some will be yellow. But you have to get on track. You have to get on the journey, and others will turn green as you get closer to them. So perfectionism is a derailer. Perfect starters are always waiting for the perfect time that will never be in one way or another. So always dreaming big without action can be a derailer. As we dream big, we need to make the steps. So perfectionism can be a derailer of vision. And then failure to close off other options. You need to remain with this one thing. So attempting to do too much. We need to be much slimmer, much specific, not to be too broad. That can be a derailer. Not recognizing the cost of vision. We need to analyze what is the cost of vision so that as I embark on it, I'll be prepared. Diligence, there is time, there is energy, there is resources in terms of people that we may need to work with. We need to build also some aspects, resilience, as we have talked, and many other costs that come with vision casting and implementation. Lack of knowledge is also very important, can be a derailer. Vision derail for lack of knowledge. Knowledge drives visions, and many visions have aborted for lack of knowledge. I'm sure there is quite a lot we have learned today, and this can help us to be able to pursue our vision and achieve because there is that that bank of knowledge in us now. Succumbing to external forces, sometimes criticism or even praises, and even opposition. So the vision in your heart needs to be larger than any criticism, any praise, or opposition that comes against it to persist. Failure to collaborate, it's also another derailer of vision. Plants need soil to keep growing. Birds need air. Fish needs water. Vision needs people. Great visions are not a one-man business. They demand collaboration. One is too small a number to achieve success. And therefore, if we fail to collaborate appropriately, then we might derail our vision. If you try to run alone, at the initial stage, I'm sure we put on a lot of effort and we might need to do a lot, but we need to also have this at the back of our mind that collaboration is very key when we are pursuing vision, when we are casting your vision. Yeah, so that brings us to the end of today's lesson. That brings us to the end of today's lesson. We can reflect here for 2 minutes. I think we still have about 15 minutes. So after 2 or 3 minutes, I'll give an overview of the project's requirement, and then we'll put you into the groups. And the groups will put you in today. You will remain in those groups until the end of the program. Yeah, so let me pause here for 2 minutes. If there is any comments from the chat, I'll request Reverend Kahindi just to look at them, and then we'll be able to proceed.
Thank you very much, Chairman, for bringing us this far. I'm on the chat, not seeing anything. I think leaders were still absorbing that. So now I expect them to be writing. Maybe some 2 minutes. Okay, they have half a minute. See, anything that is your take home so far? Anything that you have learned new? I joined late and I don't know what you covered earlier on. If you covered something or you got something that is worth sharing, please share with me. Chairman, how Konyako project, they will share with me online. So you just text it to me on the chat later on.
Okay. So we'll proceed. Let me just share what we are required. We are getting to another phase of this program, and in every cohort, we do group projects. And since you are not many, probably in your group will be two per group. So we need to work together. I think the advantage you have is that you'll be in a smaller number. There is also the complexity that comes with big numbers. So maybe being two will be either an advantage, or I don't know how you will take it. So what is expected, you need to, this is a project proposal. We are not looking at it being very academic, but it will in between. We are looking at something that probably can be initiated. We are looking at maybe what you have been doing and you want to formalize it. Yeah, we have talked about vision. We want to see some of these aspects. Now, how do we apply them? Is there a challenge out there that we can meet from this class? Is there an initiative that we can start from this class that can be able to meet a certain challenge in the community? In cohort 3, we had some people who moved on and now they're registering some CBOs from the class. So we are looking at something that can be propelled to the next level. So just think about, we're giving you the freedom to think. You can share personal ideas in the group, and then even if you decide to work around one person's project proposal, then you put your effort, and then as you pursue, you embark on one of the participant project, the other participant can also start thinking about his or her own based on whatever you'll come up with. But for more, we'll keep on discussing on this. So you'll have a background, a brief historical background of the problem that you are addressing, and maybe the opportunities that you have seen out there, which we need to embrace. So a problem statement, we have motivation. Why are you pursuing this topic? So what is the motivation, and what is the significance? What will be maybe the importance of this topic or this project? What are specific objectives you want to achieve, and what is the methodology you're going to achieve this objective? And then there will be a conclusion and recommendations and the value, because there might be other projects in line with what you are doing. But what is the value? What is the distinction between what you are engaging in or with regard to those others that are out there? So you might need to do some literature review, look at what exists, and then see what new value are you bringing on board. So this is a high level outline. There is a comprehensive outline that I will share on the WhatsApp. You also need to make sure you address the 5 W's and the 1 H of Kaizen. The 5 W and 1 H. Who will be the beneficiary, who does what, who should be included in the project, what do you want to do, what do you want to achieve, where do you want to, maybe you can zero in from a particular location and then grow it, where should it be done, when, also aspect of time frame, and then why is this project important, why do you have to achieve or pursue this project, and then how, and this is the methodology. So, but the most important, this is what we want to look at. Today you can brainstorm on what we have shared, because we did not have a book review. Brainstorm on what we have shared in your chat and also in your breakout groups, and also start thinking about your topic. Maybe you can discuss about your topic if it's possible, but we'll still have time to discuss about your topic for the entire week until next Tuesday. But if you want to engage on that briefly, you feel free to do that. Yeah, so this is the outline. Just think about this in your groups, and then you'll be able to come back and share. So as I put you in the groups, Reverend Kahindi, if there's something I've missed out, please you can mention as I create the groups.
Okay, thank you. So leaders, as we go to the groups, as the chairman said, just to recap it, is you may discuss what we have learned today, and you might as well look forward onto getting what project you're going to do. You will need maybe to create some WhatsApp group, so you discuss on how you go about it, so that during the week you will do your discussions offline, and we expect when you come back next week, at least you'll have a title and some rough idea of what it is that you want to do. So when you get the time for the groups, you will share with us. So across the week, you will find a way of how you can get, whether it's WhatsApp group or you have your own Zoom meeting with your partners or your group members, whichever way. About the chat, somebody is teaching me here while I was away. He said he learned this. Vision simplifies life. Very true. Very true. Thank you, Chairman. If you are ready, we are ready for the groups. We can break up into our rooms.
So we'll have 10 minutes in our groups, and then we'll come back and conclude. Yeah, thank you. Enjoy your time there. I hope there is no question. It's clear what is expected from the groups. Okay, so let's get to our groups. You can join the group, and then we discuss from there.